So kurz Titel ändern und hier Dingens. Da überlege ich mir auch manchmal, ob vielleicht besser wäre. Ja, mal ändere ich gerade. Ob vielleicht besser wäre, auf Kategorie Retro zu machen. Aber Retro ist es halt auch nicht wirklich, ne? Also keine Ahnung, ich weiß jetzt nicht genau, wie alt das Spiel ist. Aber als Retro will ich es nicht bezeichnen. Aber es gibt jetzt auch keine Dingens Visual Novel Kategorie oder irgendwie sowas. Wenn dann gibt es irgendwie ein Spiel, was dann hier angezeigt wird, ein Visual Novel Sisters und keine Ahnung, was für Visual Novels. Ja, ich weiß auch nicht, ich weiß halt auch nicht, wie alt es ist, keine Ahnung, kann ich auch gerade nicht sagen. Ich finde halt auch echt lustig, ne? Wenn du Kategorie änderst auf ein Spiel, dann werden ja auch automatisch halt Tags passend zu dem Spiel hinzugefügt, ne? Und hier steht einfach Adventure, Shooter, Visual Novel, Ego Shooter, Action. Wo Action? Wo Ego Shooter? Wo? Aber ja gut. Aber ja gut. What the hell? Ja, warte, ich kann es ja auch mal kurz einmal zeigen. Bildschirm abgreifen. Da hier. Hier links sieht man das Adventure, Shooter, Visual Novel, Ego Shooter, Action. Ist klar, ne? Ist klar. So. So. Kategorie jetzt geändert. Dann würde ich es als Retro. Ja, keine Ahnung, wir lassen es jetzt einfach so. Wir lassen es jetzt einfach auf Danganronpa und fertig. Wenn damit als Ego die Persönlichkeit gemeint ist. Da steht Ego-Shooter, nicht Ego. Sei er in Ego, steht da nicht. Der Ego-Shooter ist halt wahrscheinlich nur bezogen auf dieses Dingens, auf dieses Class-Trial, wo du dann die Sachen quasi schießen musst. Wahrscheinlich deswegen irgendwie, aber ist halt trotzdem albern. Naja, egal. Aber du shootest das Ego der anderen. What? Okay, hier Chapter 5 End. Ja, wie gesagt, gestern ging es so aus. Wir haben halt quasi, also am Ende des Class Trials wurde beschlossen, dass wir sterben sollen. Wir waren dann auf so einem komischen Laufband und so eine Presse war da hinten. Und kurz bevor die Presse uns zerdrückt hat, hat hier Alter Ego sich eingemischt, diese künstliche Intelligenz. Und hat die Presse aufgehalten und dann sind wir einfach hinten vom Laufband runtergefallen und sind auf so einer Müllhalde aufgewacht quasi. Und da steigen wir jetzt direkt wieder ein. Und irgendwie ist hier Kyoko ein paar Stunden später oder einen Tag später oder sowas auch darunter gejumpt. Keine Ahnung wie oder so, aber sie ist jetzt auch auf jeden Fall auch da unten. Und jetzt sind wir halt mit ihr zusammen da unten und ja, gucken, was jetzt abgeht. Mein Deutsch ist heute wild. Ja. Richtig wild, ey. Jetzt würde jetzt mal geballert. Ballern. Warte, habe ich nicht. Wenn ich die Tastatur immer weglege und sie dann direkt benutzen will. Warte, ich habe doch hier den Befehl. Ausrufezeichen ballern. Ballern. Okay. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused a tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. Also wir glauben jetzt, dass dahinter so eine Gruppe steckt, die sich die Ultimate Despair nennt. But right now, we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Ach, das ist, weil der Controller noch angeschlossen ist und keine Ahnung, irgendwie lenkt der Controller nach oben, warum auch immer. Also zumindest bei dem Spiel hier. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room? Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. Das ist der Magic Key, der überall rein kann, oder was? And it can open any door of the school, right?
That's right.
That's right. Then we should be able to use it on the door, right? Let's try, würde ich sagen. Hey Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then, click. Yes, it opened.
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Ich werde mich vielleicht ab und zu mal muten, weil ich will euch hier nicht unbedingt einen vorschlürfen. Finally, we're finally free, but there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the refight had just begun. Chapter 06. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. Es ist nicht nur ein Tod, sondern es ist der ultimative Tod. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up, like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up to the tunnel, into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. Ah, Junge, der hat auch nichts gelernt, ne? Der hat auch nichts gelernt. Du musst sie doch vorklettern lassen. Du musst sie doch vorklettern lassen. Mensch. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into the darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey.
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family always has seen it that way. Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like a family tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of the society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can say it's entirely rational, but it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. So that explains. Before I came here, when was looking up about info about the school online, I never saw anything about her, because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up on that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, It was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk about. There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However,
There is something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented and he had a promising future.
However,
But he had no interest in detective work, so he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I would never have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that. What she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative, more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? Well, it's not true.
However,
But there's one thing that I can never forgive. Really?
so...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However,
But the rest of my family looked at me. They saw something different. They only saw me as a little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of this shadow.
Correct.
His shadow. That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, just cut him out like that.
wrong.
Our only connection through blood, nothing more. And we're connected by heart. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey,
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Hallo Nemi. Hallo Santali. Schönen guten Abend, wie geht's? Wie steht's? Looks like this is it. On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
that's right.
Oh, ich weiß genau, welche Klappe das ist, ne? Mich nervt dieser Schafti. Der Schafti war auf jeden Fall hier. Ich weiß nicht, ob er immer noch hier ist, aber er war auf jeden Fall hier. Ja, ja. Guck mal, da ist er. Remember that head on the ground near the trash room? Ja. I'm fairly certain that's where we will come out, ja. Genau das dachte ich eben auch. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. Du ziehst ein rundes Leder auf uns vor. Achso. The hatch opened with ease, and so... Looks like we're back. But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of here. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. So, what do we do now? Man muss nur mal Priorität setzen. Soll ich den Safti einfach nach dem Satz bannen? Einfach weg. Einfach wegbannen. I'm glad I didn't die, of course. But if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too, you helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then...
Then let's just get a concrete answer, huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. It's not like we can run away. As she said, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry, what you think is going to happen? What you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared? You said something like that before. What does it mean? The mastermind stood exposed during this investigation into Mukro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
We can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it will be better for us if we go to him directly before it tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. Keine Ahnung. Ich bin gerade zu dumm, dieses Wort auszusprechen. I'm still a little, super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym. Let's get going.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Okay, dann gehen wir zum Gym.
Shall we go?
Negotiations. Ich weiß nicht, was das ist. Manchmal ist einfach Brain Lag so quasi. Chip Chip Hurra! WB. Hey. Kyoko, I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What he's doing here? That's exactly how I thought he would react. Are we really gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko,
Right.
do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
no.
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? Huh? Lose? You explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
Because
Thanks. Magen- und Lungengefühl. Chip vollständig alle Systeme hochgefahren. Nice. Können wir einfach mal 3 Kreuze machen, das schafft die es überhaupt zum Zuschauen geschafft. Ja, ich wollte gerade sagen, freut mich überhaupt mal wieder Saftis Namen zu lesen. Oder Worte von Safti zu lesen. Außer Absagen. Und Poggys sind auch immer gut. Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
in other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as a black and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plane came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting, because you never imagined that in that position one person would protect another like that.
right,
And in response to that unexpected development,
indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Black and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation, no more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well. Gehe ich jetzt duschen und wasche meine Poggys? Das ist seine eigentliche Priorität, Poggys. Das sind meine Prioritäten auch Poggys. Also wenn das Saftis eigentliche Priorität ist, kann man nicht sagen. Kann ich voll und ganz nachvollziehen.
However,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of being that could come to our aid even after you killed it.
am I wrong?
No, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro, you did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. Entity, ja, Entity. Sie schreiben, was ich im Kopf habe. The blackness is exposed. They alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well,
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of
that
evidence?
doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deep you will try to bury it, there's only ever one absolute truth. Meine Köpfe sind ständig voll mit Pops. Ist was dran. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because
Makoto really was a killer. He never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you love so much to inspire.
however,
Der eine fiebst ihm noch tief von Castle. Okay, okay, okay. Eben das seine. But here we are confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
what the heck?
Alter, dieser William, ne, der kann sich wieder nicht beherrschen. And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince. You were to execute Makoto now. Everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
Indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. Now you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square, then I suggest you take my advice. So what is this advice of yours?
it's true.
To do Mokuro's trial over again. Only this time you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair
It's
trial.
time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair.
Between hope and despair. Ist der Bär da böse? Ja. Der Bär ist böse. Der Alien ist auch da. Moin Günther. Hm. Weißt du nicht, was ich gerade in diesem Chat lese? Ich weiß es nicht. Well, that would make for a proper climax, would you say? A fair trial. One last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer and of the masterminds themselves. Pogies? But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They probably just execute me without another word. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Barry?
What's wrong?
I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So time for bear jokes. Now what you've suggested might be possible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
In other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, there will be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory?
I can barely contain
Let's have one
myself.
final grisly showdown. He agreed. Then we still have a shot at this.
Bear it!
But this is a long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end.
Guys!
So for this final face-off, you will have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right. Every last mystery that's pouring around the school. If you can do
I
that,
can barely
then that
contain
will be
myself.
enough to qualify as a victory for you.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of this school,
Guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all of that, you'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We are as excited as you are, I'm sure. When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure, so what?
hey,
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement. You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mukuro is no exception for that. Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception, then it's part of the regulations, which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro It's a very polarizing approach. I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I already taught you this, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students, and the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
Listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why did he go quiet all of a sudden? I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would you? Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. Jetzt habe ich mich mit Saft vollgesaftet. Ich überlege ja, aber kann helfen mir mit der Entscheidung. Was ist mit euch, ey? Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away, and just like that, we were out of the gym. Schickt ihn Zuschauer ins Bad. Halt, stopp. Nimm wenigstens einen Laptop mit, wenn ihr ins Bad geht. Oder ein Handy. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life and we still had a chance. Gehst dreckig ins Bett? Nicht den Föhn mitnehmen? Nope. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Ich bin auch der Morgensduscher, ja. Wenn es darum geht. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
however,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
so
They had no choice but to accept.
because
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down the guard, like I said. So when was it that the mastermind let the guard down?
so
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
listen.
And what do you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off,
However,
and yet somehow the mastermind was able to do
in
it.
other words,
But think of it another way, there must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
so
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost, us killing each other. They wanted to show the world?
would seem
The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. All their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
In other words,
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak Academy, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right? Das ist ein Unterschied, ja.
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair, the mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their ultimate goal as the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous, completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really the only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet that same motivation is what led to the masterminds revealing their weaknesses. What?
In other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world, the mastermind has to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't be a game but a one-sided slaughter.
at the very least,
At least, that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves?
indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished, but in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, try to use the class trial, following all the proper rules, to get me killed. Wie viel wird in diesem Game gelabert? Safti, in diesem Game wird nichts anderes gemacht. In Anführungszeichen, Game. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion. To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect
In
form.
other words,
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge.
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance, because you believed in me. Another path opened up. I can't believe how much the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue. In the end though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making it bad. But it looks like I got it right, this time at least. I won the bad. She let out the quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion. Wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd showed my uneasiness, That would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic. Irgendwie sehe ich mich in dem Emote. Ab heute mag ich das Emote. Warum das denn? Warum erst ab heute?
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is to earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
correct.
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it will cost our lives. There's no option except to win. But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is, and all we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Weil ich eigentlich meine eigenen Poggys sehr mag. Ja, ist doch was Schönes. Ist doch was Schönes. Sind Zucker verschüttet. Work together with everyone.
However,
Is that really possible? Huh? Anyway, right now we have to go find the
shall we
others.
go?
They're probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go? Er hat halt jetzt gerade wahrscheinlich gesagt, von wegen, ist es wirklich möglich, mit allen zu arbeiten? Weil der Bär hat ja gerade ausdrücklich gesagt, dass außer den 16 Studenten, die reingekommen sind, sich niemand anderes im Gebäude befindet. Das heißt, einer von den 16 Studenten muss der Mastermind sein. Ich rechne es dir hoch an, dass ich mit heißem Tee zugeklickert bin. Aber ich bin ja nicht so unbegabt. Alles gut. Also manchmal bin ich schon unbegabt, aber ich dachte mir, komm, das kriege ich hin.
Anyway,
Okay, we have to find the others. They're probably in the door. Okay. Byakuya. Is Byakuya's room? Is he inside? Knock knock. Knock knock.
hey,
I don't think he's here. Come on, we need to keep looking. Junko. Toko. There's Togo's room. Is she inside? Knock knock. Knock
Hey.
knock. I don't think she's here. Chiro tot, Celeste tot. Ah, aber Aoi. Aoi lebt noch. Hinas Room.
hey,
Okay, keiner von denen zu Hause anscheinend. Sakura ist tot. Leon tot. Ist eine Musikerin fast hingefallen. Das soll man auch eigentlich denken, dass die nicht so unbegabt sein war. Ja klar, kann es immer mal passieren. Da kann man irgendwann mal mal stolpern oder whatever oder halt heißen Tee über sich verschütten, weil man irgendwie Brain AFK ist. But believe in yourself. Believe that you can achieve anything. And suddenly we're acquainted with you again. Okay, der kann irgendwie nicht reden. Is he broken? I suppose his emotionally instability reached its limit. Jeez, what the heck?
However,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah,
Is that Makoto?
Makoto? Einfach einen halben Löffel Kaffeepulver in der Küche verteilen. Ja, manchmal geschehen halt dumme Missgeschicke, ne? Wir haben bei uns auch so eine, auch hier halt direkt unter der Treppe im Flur, ne? Ist quasi noch die Kellertreppe halt ganz unten. Und da ist halt so ein Geländer noch vor. Und zwischen Geländer und Kellertreppe stehen halt schon mal Sachen so. Zum Beispiel eine Wasserflasche oder sowas. Oder halt eine Bierflasche oder keine Ahnung, irgendwas. Stand halt eine Wasserflasche, wollte ich mir irgendwie nachts nehmen und irgendwie hab die so gegriffen, aber irgendwie, keine Ahnung, irgendwie blöd gegriffen und keine Ahnung, gegen die Treppe gestoßen und dann losgelassen so. Und dann ist die Wasserflasche halt drunter gefallen und das natürlich stand dann eine Bierflasche daneben. Bam, die Bierflasche mit runter, schön auf die Kellertreppe, bam, Bierflasche geplatzt. Alles unten voller Bier, geil. Erstmal putzen. Aber ist jetzt auch schon egal. Du bist positiv bekloppt. Poggys sind gut.
You guys!
Das riecht danach auch nicht so. Ja.
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
You survived?
Jeez. You're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
Guck mal, ich muss nicht lesen, voll gut, oder?
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
You're not a ghost, right? Everyone was there, all my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto. He smells like a wet dog. Get away, shoot, shoot. And in a flash, my tears dried up. Time for donations. You stink, are you rotten? Rotten physical, mentally, every way you can be rotten. Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage for a while. The smell is so smelly. Super smelly, you smell even worse than me. Way worse than me. I win. She seems happy for some reason. To need some salt, man. So what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, we figured that since the trial was over, we had access to new places again, and no dice. All the rooms that were locked before were still locked. Dieser stinkende Gestank, der stinkt. Oh, da. Ich riech da so einen Geruch. Den habe ich schon lange nicht mehr gerochen. So there weren't any new areas. So where can we go find new clues? Still can't believe you survived. Yeah, me either. Do you realize why it is you escaped execution? It was alter ego. He saved my life.
Right.
Not too many people can say that they had their lives saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you.
Yo!
What hat für ein Chunk gegangen? Ich bin so gleich tanzend im Regen durch die Stadt gegangen. Würde mich halt auch fragen, was ist falsch mit dem? bin nur neidisch auf deine gute Laune. Glücklich? Keine Ahnung, ich habe mich noch nie so glücklich gefühlt, dass ich grinsend durch den Regen tatzen musste. What was it like hanging out in the spirit of the... Aber ist ja gut. Wenn du fröhlich bist, ist alles super. Will ich ja gar nicht kritisieren. Oder so. I didn't go to the spirit world. Did you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo. I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. I mean, who the heck is Miss Cleo? Es tut mir leid. Aber es nehmen wir alle, jetzt hört auf, mich irgendwie so komisch zu bemitleiden. There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain? Explain what? But is it okay you're here? What if the Mastermind catches you?
It's true.
Was, du willst noch mehr Mitleid? Nein. I need to tell you all about the last class trial. Last class
In
trial?
other words,
We're going to redo Mukuro's trail. What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it, like I keep telling you.
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying, it was all the work of the Mastermind. What, you're saying the Mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the Mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do to
However,
stop it. But his decision meant he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap? Did you, Makoto? You made it sound like it was easy. You just, you know...
However,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't a blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the blackened is to be executed. The Mastermind broke their own rules, which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time. And the Mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the Mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean.
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again later. Pass schon auf, dass sie nicht platzen. Tick, 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 boom. Well, knowing all this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the Mastermind. But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery? But we've been looking around all this time and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You've probably guessed already. What if we lose this time, everyone dies? Lolo, hoplala und hoplolo. What? Wo Zebat?
Komplett erschreckt, Alter.
Wann Horror-Game, Fabi? Wann wieder Horror-Game? Was geht, Fabi? Vielen Dank für den Raid. Grüßt euch. Hallöchen, Hallöchen. Was ist Zebat? 50 Follower-Goal wurde nie eingehalten. Einfach verarscht, ja, ist so. Junge, einfach abgehoben, ne? Der wird Affiliate und dann... Was? Follower-Goal? Hä? Was? Ich weiß von nichts. Schande. Schande. Und danke fürs GZ. Ich habe mich sehr gefreut. Über die PB. Noch 20 Sekunden, Fabi. Dann habe ich die 20 Minuten. Die Sub 20. Stabil. Echt, Demi hat PB. Habe ich vorhin gemacht. Und kaum hast du neue PB, sagt er, weiß nicht, ob ich weitermache. Macht keinen Spaß mehr. Hallo? Fabi? Gib Prügel. Gib Prügel. Du hörst jetzt nicht auf oder so. Und warum habe ich das Gefühl, ich werde immer bläulich auf der Cam gerade? Keine Ahnung, egal. Nice, Nimi. Ja, danke. Danke. Du musst weitermachen. Du musst jetzt meine PB schlagen, Fabi. Los geht's. You've probably guessed already. No, everyone? Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? Du bist immer so gemein. Ja, das ist korrekt. Ist halt ein scheiß Arschloch, aber so muss er ignorieren. Alle anderen stehen hinter dir, Fabi. Wahrscheinlich blau im Kopf, was blau ins Gesicht. Wenn du einfach blau anläufst, wegen Fabis nicht PB. Ja. Ja, nee, ist klar, ey. Arschloch mit Adjektiv davor. Leckt mich doch alle. Mein kleines Herz kann das nicht mehr. Ihr seid alle so durch, ey. Ich stehe vor Fabi, sonst treffe ich ja nicht ins Gesicht. What? Vivi hat Fabi gebrochen. Ja, ich glaube auch. Ich habe vorhin auch noch Vivi gesagt, weil ich ja kurz beim Fabi nochmal rübergeschaut habe. Und da habe ich einfach gesehen, wie Vivi geschrieben hat. Irgendwas von wegen hier, Dingens, Nemi hat neue PB und irgend sowas von wegen, ja, den sein Movement ist nicht so scheiße wie deins oder so. Such dir mal eine neue Freundin, Fabi, ey. Den haben wir in der Hose. Warte, da gibt's da so einen Clip. Mit ich habe auch einen Schwanz. I'm fine with the things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. Ich kann das nicht mehr. Oh, Fabi, jetzt spiele ich nicht hier so als traurige Gestalt auf, die irgendwie gezwungen wird, Mario zu spielen. Spiele einfach weiter, mach eine bessere Zeit und fertig. I meanwhile want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible. Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I would say. Und ich werde immer fertig gemacht. Deswegen. Du machst uns immer fertig. Du bist vorher noch bei mir in den Chat gekommen. Und die Frage war dann, also als ich Mario gespielt habe, war die Frage dann wieder, wann gut. Mega die Ermutigung, Alter. Wann gut. Ja, beim Bund war das damals nicht anders. Ja, wir sind hier nicht beim Bund. Kannst nicht mit einer Peitsche dahinter stehen und dann sagen, ich tue das alles nur für euch. Das macht mir keinen Spaß. But figuring out who the mastermind is and how they killed Mukuro and all the school's mysteries. It's a pretty tall frigging order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We now we know who our enemies are. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we will solve all the mysteries. Das war der mutigste, den perfekten Mann für mich. Was ist Zebat, Gorni? Was ist das? Kenne ich nicht. Und ich weiß auch nicht wann. Zebat. Habe ich keine Antwort zu. Gib ein Spotify. Nein, mache ich nicht. Stehst du denn auch immer anständig gerade beim Stehen? I'm not so sure about that. Huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
Indeed.
That's what I thought too at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough pawns. Anyway, there's a hint. I already told this, but this killer game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. Das war ja das, was ich vorhin gerade gemacht habe, dass der sollten wirklich nur die 16 Leute da drin sind und sonst niemand. Das muss so unbequem sein. Wieso nicht den 32.11.? Der Bait wäre jetzt obvious. Nukuma said that. Did he? Then Kyogo's opinion is perfectly reasonable. Huh? But why?
So, in other words,
If the mastermind is really one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
in other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the mastermind is one of the 16 students, yeah. There were 15 of us in the main hall at the beginning. Add in Mukuro and you get 16. So the mastermind would be one of them?
that's right.
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now? You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us.
Indeed.
Candy. It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they are an ultimate, right? It's the ultimate despair, but they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us is a mastermind, they have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
but
I don't care how snooky you are. We would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right?
Then maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely possible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still. Was jetzt nighttime oder was?
This is You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending
It's a
mode.
true ending mode. Coffee and pugs.
So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school. Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
So time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway. At this point I can only rely on myself. On the Togami bullet flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility. Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. God, master. He didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do you blame him? Without master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream, or coffee. You're totally useless. So, bye. Ohne Scheiß, ich werde immer blauer hier auf der Kalm. Was ist los? Wenn ich Licht ausmache? Okay, aber nicht. Irgendwie alles komisch. Wenn ich hier nicht so mache, Licht. Keine Ahnung. Bisschen mehr Farbe jetzt, auf jeden Fall. So bye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. And now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
Just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Mündlichenbund. Ich hoffe es. Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves? What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing. I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know? But up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. But just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. You hadn't been here, I would have died. Makoto, that's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless. So I figure, at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that will help us all get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see ya later. Hino was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
Oh, die geht doch jetzt wahrscheinlich auch ohne mich, oder? So you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko? Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we are going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can still work together. That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our investigating doesn't mean we can work together in the end. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover up more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
So then.
Well, I better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
Correct.
Monokuma said all the doors of the school have been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before. No matter what it takes, We have to uncover the truth, by any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of the school. And then we can all escape together. So, investigating. I guess I'll start by taking another look at Monokuma's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife which went completely through the body. They had also been head-struck in the head with an object as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Mukuro Ikusawa, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the biolab, and the door in the data center with Monokuma's face on it. Oh, and the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down before. That should be open now, right? After that, I'll have to double check the areas that are connected to the murder, which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. Places to check. Was. Hüpfe mal ins Bett, bis morgen. Josef, hauen sie rein. Gute Nacht. Gute Nacht und hoffentlich dann bis morgen bei Pokémon. Schlaf gut. Da, das ist jetzt neu hier offen. Da wird auch wieder nix. Da geht's open. You can finally check out the second floor of the dorms, which means I have to do it. Guck mal, alles kaputt hier. This is the second floor of the dorms? It looks like some ancient ruins. Oh no, it's more like a battlefield, like a bomb blew up here or something. Ist einfach alles kaputt. Aber es sieht genauso aus wie die normalen Räume. The bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even really a bed anymore, it's just garbage. I opened the door just a crack, glanced inside and immediately closed it. There wasn't even the hint of a bathroom, just a big pile of rubble. Okay, sonst kann ich hier nichts angucken. This is a girl's bedroom. Even in a place like this, I can't bring myself to go in. Okay, hier gibt es einfach nichts, was ich angucken kann. Wow, cool. Aber das Badezimmer sieht ziemlich in Ordnung aus. Ist nicht zerstört. Hier liegt Blut. Blut. Tut gut. Was ist das hier? Ist das eine PlayStation 5? Ne, das ist ein Ding jetzt, ne? Das ist so ein Spind. Das war ein Klo. The room is filled with lockers. It must have been for the Hope's Peak students who came before us. The class before ours must have used these lockers. Sie kann jeden Ding jetzt anklicken oder was? There's a metal plate to conduct the locker. I want to know what's inside, but there's no way. Aber mich interessieren diese Münzen nicht. Fick auf diese Münzen. Sag mal einfach, ob hier irgendwo ein Hinweis ist oder nicht. I can't imagine any way to get this locker open. I'm not gonna even bother trying. I wonder if I can open this locker. No, locked. There's a card reader inserted on the door. That must be how you get the door open. It's pretty similar to the card reader for the locker rooms on the second floor of the school. And you have to use your ebook to open those up. What does that mean? Well, let's just give it a try. I took out my handbook and ran it across a card reader, and then just no luck. Maybe only the locker's owner can open it up. Which means none of us can do it. Das wird wahrscheinlich bei den anderen genauso sein, ne? Das ist no luck. Also ich kann jeden locker anklicken, aber keinen öffnen, sowieso shit. Aber trotzdem versuche ich einfach mal jeden. Nicht, dass ich doch einen öffnen kann und dann komme ich da nicht hin. Janky Hack, Scheißdreck. Ich hab's kommen sehen, ne? Ich hab's kommen sehen. Als da eingegeben wurde, Ausrufezeichen Sounds. War es ersichtlich, was jetzt kommt. Ja, geht schon. Schließt ja nicht einfach. Geh doch einfach schlafen, du! This room doesn't really feel like a student's room. It has more adult atmosphere.
Correct.
It's a headmaster's private room. Kyoko.
Indeed.
I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So I decided to check it out one more time. Huh? A regret?
Nanny.
There's a PC on the desk. It must have belonged to the headmaster.
It would seem.
Whoever used this last, it looks like they were very interested in the Ultimate Despair. The PC still has some search results left on it. Then we might be able to get some info on the Ultimate Despair.
However,
There's not much though. Nothing we don't already
in
know.
other words,
Weil einfach ist. The Ultimate Despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy, which happened 1 year ago. They are the worst sorts of people whose driving forces comes from despair.
however,
That's all there is, not much is to it, is there? But I guess that's the best he could do as a complete Kirigiri failure. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? Das ist 1 zu viel. I appreciate whatever info we can get on our rights. That's a good outlook to have. Der Fabi, ja gut Nacht. Geh mal pennen, du Sack. Geh mal pennen und werd mal besser bei Mario. A leather chair. I can't imagine a student using something like this. This must have been the headmasters. The desk is home to a computer and must belong to the headmaster. Oh, ich kann einmal auf den Bildschirm klicken und einmal auf den Dingens, ey. Muss uns hier. Gemeiner Corny. Kyoko looks almost meek right now. She must be thinking about something. I probably shouldn't bother her. Okay, ja, da hinten die Tür haben wir dann noch. Sonst noch irgendwie was? Nee, ne? Huh? There's a strange gap in the wall. Is it some kind of design mistake or construction defect or something?
So,
There's a gap here, but not just any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out. Breeze? There's likely an open space on the other side of the wall. Open space, does that mean? You mean like a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. You know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something?
indeed.
A very easy trick, yes. So easy, I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. I saw a program on that PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password and the door should open right now.
However,
But I don't have a clue what that password might be. And we know all we know is it's probably made up of letters and or numbers.
Scheißdreck.
Can really go from there. You're right, that's not nearly enough to go on. I looked through all this paperwork, all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been his password. When I think of how much time I wasted on this, jeez. So there is a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting there, but maybe for her there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. And if Kyoko can't figure it out, no way I do stand a chance. No, wait, there might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of, or something she didn't want to think of. For example, what about your name? Huh? Das war so klar, ne? Das hatte ich auch als erstes jetzt im Kopf, einfach der ihren Namen da
Wie
eingeben.
wär's mit Knickknack Ärmchen ab oder ruckzuck hängt der Kiefer tiefer?
Ruckzuck hängt der Kiefer tiefer. So I was just trying to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as his password, knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it, just to be sure?
well,
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it. Do whatever you want. Und es ist korrekt. Es ist so offensichtlich, dass es jetzt korrekt sein wird. You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name. But if that's not it, that might just hurt Kyoko even more. Zewig. Zewig wird sein. You're worried about me, Makoto. Don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong. Okay, in that case, here goes nothing. I collected myself and turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. By the way, ich suche einen Serienkiller. Wer will nochmal? Wer hat noch nicht? What? My hands were tense, slightly trembling as I finished typing it in. Und piep, die Tür geht auf. Wer hätte es gedacht? What? They did it? Kyoko, it worked.
why?
Why? Kyoko. Tja, vielleicht hatte ich deinen Vater doch nicht verlassen, weil er es so wollte. Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko. Und du hast ein Geschenk. Und da hat er auch ein Bild von ihr. Und ihm. Also und sich selbst halt. Hey Kyoko, I may as well not even have been in the room. Her gaze was fixed on only one thing. A present, wrapped and covered with such joy. That's what made it unusual. Junani! Es geht ab, ey. Und hoppala, und hopplolo. Und hopplolo. Hoppala, hopplolo. Was geht ab, ey? Was geht ab? Hat Bigfoot gespielt. Auch so ein Dingens.
Lenkst du uns
The
ab
Hunter
oder lenkst
Game,
du
ne?
uns ab?
Bigfoot?
Das weiß ich nicht.
Also das Hunter Game. Mit Bigfoot halt. Ja, wo du Bigfoot jagst. Ne?
Wenigstens, wenn irgendwie was...
F steht für Freunde, die was unternehmen. U steht für uns, dich und mich. N steht für endlich. Haben wir mal Spaß, ganz friedlich und freundschaftlich. Was geht? Dankeschön für den Raid. Dankeschön. Hallöchen auch. Jas. Schönen guten Tag. Schönen guten Abend. Wie geht's? Wie steht's? Better check out that suspicious present before I do anything. There's a brightly colored box here. It seems totally out of place in here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm getting kind of a bad vibe from it. But I mean, we can't not open it.
Makoto.
Be careful, Makoto. Why, you think it's dangerous? No, not dangerous. But surprising, probably. Huh?
It would seem...
If it is what I think it is, at the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see. Wait, so you know what's in there?
Anyway...
Just don't scream or anything, okay? Are you saying it's something that will make me want to scream? Ist da ein Kopf drin? Ein abgetrennter Kopf? Ich mag das so, wenn du singst. Was? Halt, stopp. Das wird dir nicht zur Gewohnheit. Aber ich hoffe, euch geht soweit allen gut hier. Die jetzt noch mit rüber geschwommen sind. Ich spiele hier eine kleine Visual Novel. Das heißt, viel Gelese, ein paar Bilder. Manchmal ein bisschen Rätseln. Ja. Damit ihr auch so ein bisschen abgeholt seid. Und wir suchen gerade Hinweise auf einen Mörder, sozusagen. Um es kurz auf einen Satz runterzudampfen, sozusagen. Sozusagen ist das sozusagen. Okay, I'm just gonna open it. Step by heavy step. I approached the box. I took a deep breath, then took hold of the lid. Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way into the box. I stole a hesitant glance inside and... Hugo's advice was no use. I let out a trembling cry. Ja. Knochen. Geil. Nice. What was in the box? It was bones. Human bones. It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could have possibly imagined?
I see.
Just as I thought. Ich wusste natürlich, dass da Knochen drin sind. Es konnten nur menschliche Knochen sein. What? Okay, er sagt nur wieder dasselbe. Just as he thought? How could you have known that? I mean, there were bones in there, human bones. Well, it's not that I was thinking of bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body. It's pretty much the same thing. A dead guy in a box. My father. Huh? What about him?
Correct.
What you found in the box. Those bones, that body, that's my father. Or at least what's left of him. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad? The same man she's been searching for? Hold on, how can you know that for sure? How do you know that's him?
So...
Given all the information we already have, that's the only possible answer. The same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. The house mentor is an old man late in his late 30s. It seems possible he even likely that he is somewhere in the school right now. Anyway, that's him. Yeah, okay. Was geht ab? Jo, Ey, Chantali, danke für deinen Gift-Sub, ey. Vielen, vielen Dank. Vielen, vielen Dank. Alter Ego said that the headmaster was probably here at the school, but the only ones who were alive at the start of the killing game were 16 students. When you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume
In other words,
that most likely my father was in the school, but he also was dead. That's my assumption anyway. As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Gern geschehen. Ja, vielen Dank. Oh no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility. But I have to believe that at some point she wanted to be proven wrong, which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all ties, but that was all there was to it? He gave up some of the pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective never would do. Would she really give up her pride just for that? Ja, Yunami, ich wünsche dir eine wunderschöne gute Nacht. Schlaf gut. Und danke nochmal. I couldn't help but wonder. Hidden Room Prison. Gute Nacht. Ja. B. Der Dongor, moin. Morgen gibt's vermutlich Pokémon. Aber Safti gönnt uns nur von 19 bis 21 Uhr Zeit. Seiner kostbaren Zeit. This filling cabinet seems like the kind of place you'd find a clue. I should take a closer look, but I don't think Kyoko would like some stranger like me touching her dad's stuff.
hey,
It's fine, check whatever you want. Are you sure? Okay then. I ran through each drawer one by one, starting from the top, but all I found were piles and piles of unrelated documents. Weil schafft die Poggies gucken muss. Er guckt Bella an, das ist korrekt. He was pretty dedicated to his job, huh?
well,
It just because he didn't have anything else. He could have inherited our family business, our legacy. Instead, he left it all behind.
now,
If he couldn't even handle a job like this, he would have been that much more of a failure. I'm sure he couldn't stand the thought of that, and it made him desperate. Huh? This picture. It's all faded. It must be pretty old. Wait, is this a picture of... Hey, Kyoko.
why would you?
Well, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free from the past, and yet... to find something like this. So what do you expect me to do now? Then I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Edu verschläft wieder alles. Weiß nicht, was Edu macht. Der war ja heute Mittag online. Ich weiß nicht, ob der... wie den sein Schlafrhythmus aufsieht. Ob der jetzt irgendwie, keine Ahnung, die ganze Nacht wach ist und dann mittags pennt oder... Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, he must have really cared about her.
Why?
Why? What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself to cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here. And now he's abandoned me again. This time he even stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko. The headmaster stairs. It's probably hiding some kind of clue, so I really want to check it out, but I really don't want to touch Kyoko's dad's desk without her permission. Wenn man das Rhythmus nennt, muss man dazu sagen, dass der sehr offbeat ist. Ja.
Hey.
Don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you like. Are you sure? Never let anything get in the way of investigation. I don't. Okay then, if you don't mind. Starting from the top, I opened all the desk drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each one, finding nothing but unrelated documents. But in the last drawer, is this? It's an e-handbook, right? It has a label on it that says in case of emergency. I found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk.
In other words,
a handbook with no limitations given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. I'm assuming that's what it is. I think you're probably right. It might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it? But Kyoko, I don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here. Then I guess I'll take it. Aber sie sagt, sie braucht es nicht und sie wird es hier liegen lassen. Is it really okay?
hey.
Listen, Makoto, huh? Can I ask you a favor? A favor? What is it? I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this. And I know it will only inconvenience you that's much more. But could you leave? Huh?
Correct.
Just for a little while. I'd just like to be alone for a bit. Kyoko, don't worry, I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little. I need to get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko, you told me before about your relationship you had with your dad. How you're only connected by blood, not by heart and soul, but maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you're going to say? If so, it's just a theory. And this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. That picture doesn't change the facts of what happened, what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily. You're right, I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Once I've got myself under control, I will return to the investigation immediately. So please, just give me some time to myself. Okay, I understand. Then I'll see you later. Meinen Rhythmus findet man auch in der Toilette. Okay, ja gut, wir könnten mit dem E-Handbook jetzt auf jeden Fall versuchen, die Spinde aufzukriegen. Is she really okay, Kyoko? It must have been a complete shock to her. I mean, it was a shock to me. To find out what happened to the headmaster. There's no doubt the headmaster performed that evil deed. They killed the headmaster, killed Kyoko's father. They killed him. The headmaster is dead. Soap speaks headmaster. Well, the same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. But according to the file, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possibly even likely that he's somewhere in the school right now. But were we wrong about that? The headmaster wasn't the mastermind, which means the mastermind's true identity is... Yeah, blah, blah, blah. 15 of us met in the main hall, oder nicht? Add Mukuro to the mix and you get 16, including me. Only 6 of us are alive. Everyone else is dead. Dead. Even Mukuro. The ones still left are me, Yakuya, Hiro, Toko, Hida, and Kyoko. Only those 6 people are still alive. Then there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be. I refuse to believe it. There has to be some other way. There just has to be. Also eigentlich habe ich die Folgen geändert, Also eigentlich habe ich die Folgen geändert, die Kategorie. Ich war vorher noch auf Just Chatting. Wollte ich auch noch trollen. Dankeschön. Oder Verkennung. After all, it's pretty similar to the viewer. Does that mean? Wait, but what about that emergency handbook I found in the headmaster's hidden room? Let's give it one more try. Yeah. Took the okay, the emergency handbook. Just what I was hoping for. Now let's see what we've got inside. The fuck is das denn für Zeug? The locker is totally organized. Whoever it belongs to probably has organization problems in every part of their life. Profi, Leute applaudieren mir. There's a crystal ball, huh? Crystal ball? No, it can't be. There's no way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. Ach, wahrscheinlich weisen die ganzen Spinne jetzt alle auf uns hin, so. Ich glaube, das ist irgendwie so, dass wir ein Jahr hier quasi unterrichtet wurden. Oder irgendwie eine Zeit lang auf jeden Fall. Und dann von all die Erinnerungen gelöscht werden und wir jetzt ja eingesperrt sind. This is a deck of playing cards. Hast du keine Katzen, Chantali, oder einen Hund? Zum Kuscheln. They are tarot cards. But wait, aren't those used for telling fortunes? It's just a coincidence, right? There are all kinds of textbooks and notebooks stacked up in no particular order, and dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever's stuff this is didn't do a lot of studying. No, not that I can really talk. Trying to act as casual and natural as possible. I picked up one of the notebooks I saw, but the moment I looked inside the notebook, any sense of easiness I may have had evaporated. Yeah, Yasuhiro Hakagure. There was no denying what I saw. Inside the notebook was written Yasuhiro Hagakure. Is this our Yasuhiro? The notebook also contained a large number of notes for a variety of different classes. Which would mean he attended classes here? No, that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to the school at the same time as the rest of us. We are all sucked into this evil world. We never had the chance to take any classes. So, what is his handbook? Schöne Kopfmassage. Ihr müsst euch wohl in der Mitte treffen, Leute. This thing is practically empty. There's just one thing, some kind of pocketbook. I don't see a name written on it. I can't say for sure it is. Whose is it? But there's some writing inside it. It could be important. I don't like violating the owner's privacy, but I better take a look. It looks like a girl's handwriting, and all the letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote them was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have been really meticulous. Huh? I was flipping through the pocketbook, but my hand froze when I got to a certain page. I saw something familiar written there, words I had heard before. There's a plan to turn Hopepeak into a shelter and isolate the students here in a communal life. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. Oh, Kyoko's handbook. He was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. The point is to keep our student prodigies safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. For the future of our country, our world, it's not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world to serve as the foundation for a new era. This is the only hope we have. I hope that you will be willing to go along with this plan. So that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father. Eine Schimpansenmutti, die mich mal richtig durchlaust hat. Fuck. This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was. I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. Kyoko. It couldn't be anyone else. Whether this belongs to Kyoko, what was it doing inside this locker? And what she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. She said she hasn't seen her dad since he left when she was little. And I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It so happens to be the headmaster, my father. So, fast was tiefer schnitte. What does this all mean? I quickly scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing. But when I reached the last page, the question mark spinning from my mind just started spinning much faster. When I looked at it, unlike the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized and scrawled. Despair walks among us, and so we survive. There's a second despair. There's a second despair. What this is? What does it mean? I have no idea. How could this possibly make any sense? Locker pocketbook. But the more I see, the less sense it makes. Because these lockers, I mean, they had to belong to the previous students here, right? So why am I seeing this? Why are there things in the lockers that look like they belong to the people here? A notebook that seems like it belongs to Hiro, and a pocketbook that seems like it belongs to Kyoko. There has to be some kind of explanation. But if I want to find that out, I have to keep moving the investigation forward, and I have to believe in everyone. Okay, das ist das, was ich schon angeguckt habe, hä? Just don't understand it, oh. Aber was ist denn hier drin, hä? Habe ich den hier gerade überschritten? Okay, da ist einfach nichts drin. Okay, und alle anderen kann ich nicht öffnen, ne? Okay. Dann habe ich die geöffnet, die ich öffnen kann. Und raus hier. In dem Raum war nix. Kann ich mich eigentlich porten, anstatt zu laufen? Locker Room, Headmaster's Private Room. Data Center. Jetzt können wir gucken, ob wir da in den Raum reinkommen.
Hey, Makoto.
Ah, Makoto. Are you here to look around too? I said, what are you doing here? Yeah, I can't help it but to wonder about that Monokuma door. So I figured if all the doors in the school had been unlocked, that one should be open too, right? Although I couldn't bring myself to open it. Because it might explode, right? And that would really suck, so you open it. I'm sure she didn't mean it, but she made it sound like she was okay with me getting blown up. Ich unterstelle nicht, ich stelle fest. Chantali bringt die Tatsachen auf den Tisch. Okay, so I guess I'll open. Oh wait, let me take cover first. I don't want to get exploded. Hina raced over to the nearby desk and hid underneath it. Okay, go ahead. Everything will be okay, right? Alright, here goes nothing. I threw all my weight into it, but the door opened much easier than I expected. Hier wird Monokuma gesteuert, kann das sein? There was no explosion, thankfully. Gehe ich jetzt noch duschen oder nicht? Ja, geh doch. Oder geh halt nicht. Ist mir doch wurscht. Mensch da. My first impression was... Whoa, this place is totally sci-fi. Yeah, I was kinda thinking the same thing. There's some kind of hedge on the floor. Soll ich den nämlich Discord in den Duschgang streamen? Das hört sich gut an, ja, mach das. There's some kind of hedge on the floor. But right now I'm more concerned about that weird device. What is this device? It looks like some kind of control panel. It's really over the top though, like some kind of military installation or something. Yeah, it kinda looks like a mech cockpit, right? Hifumi would probably freak out if he saw it. Cockpit? So the Monokuma room has a control panel that looks like some kind of cockpit. Then could that mean...
Okay.
Alright, let's start poking at it or whatever. I'm gonna start pushing buttons. Hold on, you can't just or whatever, something like this. But it was too late. Hina was already jabbing away at the control panel. Huh? Did you hear that? Yeah, I think that came from the other room. What did she push? I'm not totally sure, but I think it was that one. The button that says Data Center. Okay, bin live. Geil.
Keine Müdigkeit vor
Da wäscht er sich.
Und hoppla und hopplolo. Hoppla und hopplolo.
Was geht, ey? Die Blind Witch. Ja, wunderschönen guten Abend, ey.
Wir haben einen Hype-Train.
Möpse-Schnüffler?
What the fuck, Alter? Wer war das?
Anker.
Anker!
Was ist mit Möpse-Schnüffler? What? Der Blue Ocean. Auch wieder dabei. Moin. Wunderschönen guten Abend. Danke für den Raid. Blind Witch. Insider. Und die Ente. Hallöchen. Wunderschönen guten Abend. Hallo, hallo, hallo. Milchschweinchen XL. Boah, dieses Scrollen manchmal, ne? Das ist einfach zum Kotzen im Chat. Jetzt hochscrollen und der Chat geht direkt wieder runter. Die ganze Zeit. Keine Ahnung. Aber hallo, hallo, hallo. Was habt ihr Schönes gemacht? Ich hab doch gerade da reingeguckt, Chantali. Der hat irgend so ein Bild gestreamt von so einem Affen, der duscht. Geschnüffelt. Okay, tell me more. Tell me more. Wir spielen ja gerade so eine Visual Novel. Heißt, viel lesen und ein paar Bilderchen und ein bisschen Rätseln und sowas. Wenn ihr damit was anfangen könnt. Aber ich hoffe, euch geht's allen gut. Took a good look around at the control panel. I saw a bunch of buttons, each with the name of the room next to it. Was, sie dürfen die Mail bis Schnüffel erzählen, aber nicht bitte. Werde ich angebracht. Hallo mein Lieber, bin im Lurk. Jo, dankeschön für deinen Lurk. Und dankeschön auch für den Raid, ne? Ist halt schwer, Chantal. Hier muss man halt alles richtig einordnen. And just like Ina said, there was one labeled Data Center. That must be the one she pushed, but the data center, that's right next door. The room we were just in. That's where the strange noise came from. I probably better go check it out. Yeah. Yes, please. I'm kind of scared out of my mind right now. So I just cheer you on from over here. Und da steht jetzt ein Monokuma rum. Did I just hear what I think I heard? Ein Monokuma. Is that Monokuma? Hey. Give me all your donuts. Is that you here? What? Oh man, busted. How did you know? Anyway, what is this? Some kind of remote control camera kind of setup? Don't even know what you're controlling?
Hello.
Well, I mean, I can't really see anything from here.
Found it.
I guess what I found is self-destruct button. Whatever you do, don't push it.
Too bad.
Oh man. Are you serious gonna push it? Anyway, I guess that settles it. The room with the Monokuma drawing on it and the control panel inside. Whoa, hey Makoto, what the heck was that just now? Monokuma. What do you mean? What you were controlling just now, it was Monokuma. Monokuma? What, for real? Yeah, but it looks like that panel definitely controls Monokuma. Which means the mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. Yeah, they were definitely in here. The mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room, and this control room is totally separate from the data center area with all the monitors. In other words...
Hey.
Ja, wenn der Monokuma kontrolliert, kann er nicht mehr alles überwachen. Hey, the mastermind can't monitor us and control Monokuma at the same time. Kyoko's theory was right. But if the mastermind's been controlling Monokuma from here, that means they have been inside the school this whole time, right? I guess that would have to be true. But if that is true... It's a very polarizing approach, I know. But okay, enough puns. Here's a hint, yeah. When the mastermind Monokuma's puppeteer really is a 16th student? Was ist los mit euch, Leute? Hier kommt ein Raid und dann postet ihr solche Emotes. Ihr macht wieder nur einen schlechten Eindruck, ey. Ihr macht wieder nur schlechten Eindruck. Das geht doch nicht. No, it can't be. There's no raid, right? Kuma Control Room. Wir sind schlecht. Ja, super. Womit hab ich euch dann verdient? What's wrong, Makoto? I don't like that face you're making. Oh no, it's nothing. Oh, okay. What about you? Is everything okay? Well, it's just... This is where the mastermind's been hiding, right? Who knows if they set up traps or something. I can't say it isn't possible, but I really hope it's not true. So like, I wanna leave soon, there's still lots of other places to check out. Yeah, good point. We can't waste all our time standing around here. Okay, you wanna get going? Yeah. What's wrong, Makoto? Let's hurry up and get out of here. Ich habe mir aber noch nicht das Ding hier unten angeguckt. Alter, jetzt muss ich hier rausgehen, los. Mein Gott. Click. As soon as the data center was closed, I heard a strange sound. What was that? Door. It just locked on its own. What? My hand shot out to grab the doorknob. Rattle, rattle. You're right, it's locked, but why? Of course it's locked, because the data center is now restricted. Das heißt, der Ding hat sich da drin versteckt, oder versteckt sich jetzt da drin, ne? Monokuma? Hey, no fair. You can't just go around restricting whatever you feel like. It's for your benefit. Because if that room stays open, I won't be able to move around. Imagine how depressed everyone would get if the school mascot just up and stopped moving. Then that room... As you may have guessed, that's where my controls are. So right now you're being operated by someone in that room? Correct, Mundo.
You're a liar.
But that doesn't make sense. We're just in there and we didn't see anyone. Oh, you didn't, did you? Who? Are you sure? Were as thorough as you could have been? Lady Hedge. Did you happen to check a certain suspicious hedge? Ja, die wollte ich, aber ich durfte nicht mehr. No way. The hedge on the floor? Ooh, too bad. That was your one big chance and you blew it.
Too bad.
Of course, that hedge can't be opened from the outside anyway. So whatever. Now then, this room is officially restricted, so no more investigating. I'll be relying on you guys to tell the others. Peace. Aber damit kann man doch schon sagen, dass wenn jetzt einer von den anderen der Mastermind ist, also von den 6, die halt leben, Da dürfte jetzt einer fehlen. Also einen dürften wir nicht mehr rumlaufen treffen, weil der halt da drin ist. Theoretisch. He's gone, but is he telling the truth? The mastermind was hiding in there? In fact, if you think back to when we got locked out of the control room, that proves it for sure. Then when I said we should leave? Well, that hatch couldn't be opened from the outside anyway, right? So it's not your fault. Okay. Anyway, we don't have to let it get to us. We have to stay positive and make the most of the time we have left. You're right. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's keeping my body moving. Okay, I'm gonna go around and tell everyone what we found here. Nice, you got me all motivated again.
You got it.
Okay, I'm out. See you later. With full spirit, I have to do what I can do. What I can do. That's the only way forward. Der Headmaster's Room. Da waren wir auch noch nicht drin. This is a Headmaster's Room. I've heard an awful lot about it, but this will be my first time seeing it for myself. Oh, Makoto, it's you. Oh, Byakuya. There are documents scattered all over the floor. Somehow it makes me feel anxious. There are trophies and even a shield in the display case. The Headmaster's Room, there's a monitor. The surveillance camera is yellow.
Come on.
Hey Makoto, are you ignoring me? You think I'll forgive you? I'll forgive that just because you are you? When we get out of here, remember this moment. The bookshelf seems really well made and it's filled with files and thick books. Ja, dann rede ich halt mit dir, ist ja gut. Well, you came to the right place this time. Would you like to see something interesting? What do you mean, something interesting? Take a look at this. It was on the top of that pathetically ostentatious desk. Class 78, student registry. It contains profile for all of us and Mukuro. Apparently class 78 refers to us. Wait, when we found Mukuro's profile in Kyoko's room?
I see.
That's right. It also mentioned class 78. This must be where Kyoko got that page. And since the rest of our profiles are listed in there along the first, there can be no doubt Mukuro was a student here at Hope's Peak Academy, just like the rest of us. Mukuro Ikasawa, the 16th student. That must be how Kyoko learned about it. But it seems that Kyoko was in a hurry. Huh? What do you mean? I'm talking about when she stole it. The uneven tearing, the way the paper had been crumpled. She must have been in a hurry. Well, since she snuck in to get it, I'm sure she wanted to get out as fast as possible. So, but what's your point? She was so much of in a hurry that she only got the first page. First page? Correct. Mukuro's profile actually contains 2 pages. What?
So in other words...
In other words, when it comes to this profile, there was more information about Mukuro that we still didn't have. What kind of information is it? Why do you ask me to explain every little thing? You can read, can't you? It seems to be some sort of detailed report, put together by the headmaster himself. I don't know what kind of man he was, but I'm glad he left us such an interesting clue. I was half listening to Byakuya as I skimmed through the report. Mukuro reappeared suddenly, and in the background an entity floats, close but just out of reach. The entity known as the Ultimate Despair. Right now I can't be sure if this is a single person or some group. Whatever it is, Mukuro definitely has some sort of connection to it. I have a bad feeling about all this. I need to push forward with my research into the ultimate despair. I need to pay attention to Mokuro's behavior too. This is just my gut feeling, but I think she's dangerous, despite the countless battles she must have gone through as a member of Henryu. When she entered Hope's Peak, she didn't display any signs of battle wounds or scars. That fact alone proves her tremendous skill in battle. Guck mal, Edu ist wach. Was geht ab? Moin, Edu. Naturally, I want to believe in her. She's one of my students after all. But if I decide she's a danger to the other students, I will be forced to take all reasonable measures. Mukuro was part of the ultimate despair. I don't think there can be any doubt about it now. But wouldn't that mean Mukuro and the Mastermind were allies? So why? Why would they kill Mukuro? Because even the headmaster seemed to be afraid of what Mukuro was capable of. They would have had to take her completely by surprise to kill her like that. Or maybe it means that Mastermind is even stronger than Mukuro was. What's wrong, Makoto? Huh?
That's fine.
You seem to be lost in thought, but I should probably point out one other thing. There's another important bit of information within the file that you should know. What is it? Did you notice the picture in there? The picture of a girl, perhaps you've never seen before. A girl who seems to be included as part of our class 78. That should be enough for you to figure out who the girl is. And further information about that girl is included in the file. 5 foot 7 inches, 97 pounds, and it even lists her vitals. 31, 22, 32. Well, what do you think? What do I think? Are you asking me, like, if she has a nice body? You hopeless idiot. What I'm trying to tell you is, maybe you'll want to keep that in mind for later. Maybe you'll make your way back to the corpse and maybe you'll think, oh, could that mean... Wait, is he trying to say... the chance the body isn't actually Mukuro? Is that what he's saying? Personally, what I'm thinking seems all but impossible. But it wouldn't hurt to confirm, right?
It's all clear now.
That's all I was trying to say. But what you do with that information is your business. So I'm back to being Byakuya's errand boy. Mukuro Isagura's profile. Oh, and one last thing. It's a bit of advice from me to you, so I just suggest you pay attention. Advice for me? You seem to be getting along with Kyoko quite well. It's not that we're getting along, she's just done a lot to help me. Well, don't put too much faith in her. What?
In other words,
the cost of that faith might be more than you can afford. What are you saying? Just what I think. Call it a hunch. A hunch? But my hunches tend to be proven right. The advice is free this time. Take it or don't, as you will. I keep it in mind. Thanks. Pimchi sind S. Jetzt habe ich mir alles angeguckt, ne?
I don't have time to play with you.
Okay, hier habe ich noch 3 Räume, die ich mir noch angucken kann, dann bin ich eigentlich fertig. Dann haben wir dieses Biolab. Oh, guck mal, alles tiefgefroren hier. Well, here I am in the biolab. It's so cold. It's like abnormally cold. I feel like I'm in a giant refrigerator. Seriously, why is it so cold? There's a stack of tarps here. I've been seeing a lot of those things lately. Oh, so cold. Why it's so cold in here? That's the first thing I need to figure out. There's some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. And on the left side there's a bunch of glowing blue lights, but on the other side there's some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. I've seen something like this before. That's it. I've seen this kind of thing in horror movies and stuff. It's a fridge for storing dead bodies. Does it mean this biolab is actually a morgue? I should probably take a closer look around. Aber ich glaube, hier kannst du halt auch schon abzählen, ne? Hier kannst du halt auch schon abzählen. Guck mal, das sind genau 16. Es sind einfach genau 16. Und ich denke mal jetzt, die Lichter, die leuchten, heißt halt einfach, ja, da ist was drinne. Und guck mal. Das wären 6. Aber hier sind 7 Stück nicht an. Was könnte das bedeuten? Was könnte das bedeuten? There are icicles hanging from the monitor. I'm surprised the surveillance camera can work with how cold it is in here. Leben vielleicht doch 7 Leute und nicht nur. I don't think I'm done here quite yet. The right hand light's off. Yeah. Oh, there's some kind of booklet here. Looks like an instruction manual. We offer an eco-friendly alternative to standard dry ice for all your cadaver needs. In addition to the germicidal lamps, we also provide an ozone generator for the removal of ethylene gas. Simply insert the cadaver and the blue light will let you know. The ultimate systems have activated. Temperature and humidity levels will be adjusted automatically for optimum settings. With our system, anyone can keep a body fresh as a daisy for long as you need. In the unlikely event of a problem, the red light will activate and an alarm will sound immediately. The exterior is stainless steel, and we do offer an optional leather upholstery upgrade package. This is an instruction manual for the fridge. Well, looking around, I think I get it. It seems to be clear to me now. It's some kind of makeshift morgue. Biolab secret. And about those lights by each slot, it looks like it's set up so that when a slot is occupied, the blue light comes on, which would mean inside each slot lit up in blue, another one of the victims is. Biolab lights. I can't let my emotions take control right now. There's only one thing I can do for everyone who's died, and that's defeat the mastermind. And to do that, I have to continue my investigation. I don't have any other options. Aber jetzt kann ich den Raum verlassen, ne? Ja. Oh, Toko. So this is where you... Where...
What do you want?
Am I so disgusting you want me out of your sight? No, that's not it at all. I just thought maybe you'd found a clue. Well, I haven't. I didn't find anything, not a single clue. I figured since this place was related to the case, it would have to have something, right? But there wasn't anything out of the ordinary here. Give it back, give me back my precious time. Calm down, Toko. Don't tell me to calm down. Do you have any idea what I'm going through right now? When everyone finds out, they're gonna call me useless, good for nothing. Nobody's gonna say that. Master will. I'm not sure I can disagree with that.
Janky Heck, Scheißdreck.
Scheißdreck. I don't want that. I'm sick of always being looked down on. Why won't anyone accept me? Well, I don't think there are any clues here, so maybe I can get going. Weil jetzt kann ich einfach wieder gehen, oder was? Hier sind halt echt keine Clues, oder wie? Wow, cool. Aber ich habe eine Münze bekommen. Oh, guck mal, ich habe 450 Münzen. Es wäre doch jetzt toll, wenn ich mich nochmal an diesen komischen Automaten stelle und noch 450 Mal was einwerfe, oder? Das wäre doch richtig geil jetzt. Das wäre doch richtig geil. Ja, okay. Okay, heißt hier ist nix. Tja, alles wieder sauber hier. Huh? It's gone. Mukuro's body. It's not here. Tja, that's it. Der Körper ist nicht hier. There are still just 4 chickens left. Honestly, I'd be kinda terrified if there were more than that. Monokuma Flower, bla bla. Achso, das sind die Sprinkler oder was? Those are noodles poking out. Are those the sprinklers? Well, that's what where the water cannon comes out. Maybe the body is inside the tool shed. I better check just to be sure. I didn't find anything even close to that body. But if it's not here either, then it must be... Could it be in the biolab? But corpses aren't the only thing I need to check in here. There's one other thing, the tarp. The tarp played a key role in another case, so I better look into it. Du antwortet gar nicht. Von unhöflich. Aber unhöflich. The killer used the tarp to keep the sprinklers from getting the body wet. Which means the killer might have left some clue behind here. Huh? Guck mal, da steht Biolab drauf. Didn't notice this before, but there's a small stamp on one corner of the top. It says Biolab? Then this all originally came from the Biolab? Ich glaube, die anderen Sachen sind kein Hinweis, aber kein Love-Emote. Was hat Edo überhaupt für Emotes? Weiß ich gar nicht. Ja, guck mal, das ist zum Beispiel von Edo, wusste ich gar nicht. Ich kenne Edos Emotes gar nicht. Ich kenne nur diesen Dingens. Ich kenne nur diesen Dingens hier, dem Pepedu mit dem Fahrradhelm. Die anderen kenne ich gar nicht. Hat er die neu oder waren die einfach nicht drin oder so? Keine Ahnung. Ich weiß es halt echt nicht. Sind recht neu, ja. Krass. Er sieht halt so heiß aus. all I really need to check here. Die hat halt keine Liebe für uns, ja. Ding dong, bing bong. Und jetzt beginnt das Class Trial und ich kann nicht mehr ins Biolab, ne?
This is a school. Is everyone working hard? Is your investigation coming along nicely? Well then, since you're all giving it your best, your generous headmaster will give you a little hint. For those of you who are interested, please make your way to the gym ASA possible.
Wie du kalt. Now he wants us to give a little hint. It's suspicious. There's no doubt about this. This could be a trap. But even knowing that, he said to go to the gym, right? Jetzt geht er automatisch einfach direkt dahin. Hey, Hero. Makoto. Why do you act surprised? No reason. You heard Manokuma's announcement, right? Are you here to find out what he has to say? I just did actually. I'm on my way out. You already talked to him? What did he say? Listen, sorry, but I gotta go. Hero, wait. There was no point in trying to stop him. He ran off like a frightened animal. Hero? It was like he was trying to avoid me. I was hoping to talk to him about the notebook I found in the locker. Has he been hiding something this whole time? Da der den Pipo mit dem Herz. Hello, welcome, welcome, hello. Are you ready for your final hint? Well, it just so happens to be in the envelope on the ground in front of you. The envelope? Makoto. This must be the envelope. Oh, and so, just so you know, I won't be answering any questions about what you find inside. What? Don't worry, just got on with it. Not Kuma's cryptic words didn't make me feel any better, but I picked up the envelope and opened it. What I found was a single photograph. Uns alle zusammen in einer Klasse. Wie kann das sein? Was everyone who'd come to Hope's Peak at the same time as me? Ist das hinten links Eugenia Kuni? Bär? Wait, but there's someone behind Sayaka. She's the only one I don't recognize. Egal. Jetzt will ich aber wissen, wer das ist. Weil wenn du sagst, egal, einfach direkt. Wait, that's not true. I do recognize here. That's right. When Byakuya and I were in the headmaster's room and we looked at that file. Kuro Ikesaba. And this girl has George Clooney. Ja, George Clooney kenne ich wenigstens. And this girl is... Wait, what? Why is Mukuro here with everyone else? And even more than that, just having everyone here posed like this is weird enough by itself. And we're all wearing matching uniforms. Don't remember anything like that. And now that I'm looking at it, it's not even everyone. I'm not in the picture. Stimmt, ne? Codofield. I'm the only one not there. The picture has all 15 other students, but not me. But I guess that makes sense. After all, I don't remember ever taking a picture like this. I went to junior high with Sayaka. First time I met everyone else was when I arrived here at Hope's Peak Academy. So it's natural for me not to be in this picture, but what's definitely unnatural is that everyone else is in the picture. I thought everyone was like me and didn't know each other till they got here. But if this picture is real, then could it be everyone else and just me? Everyone here except me is... How long are you gonna keep up this rambling soliloquy? Was ist das für ein Wort? Soliloquy of yours, Hamlet?
Nein! What are you gonna do?
You're kinda getting in the way, standing here there, are you now? So I mean, get out. But I told you I'm not fielding any questions. What kind of mystery would this be if I gave you all the answers? It would be totally out of the field. Guess that means he's done talking, damn it. Group photo. So in the end, all I found in the gym was even more confusion. And with that confusion in the hand, I left the gym dejected. How does that count as a hint? It just made me even more confused. Is that what Monokuma was going for? Did he put together a fake photo just to confuse me? But it looked so real, so full of life. How could anyone fake that? Which would mean everyone but me. Maybe I should just ask everyone directly. That should clear all this up. No, I have to clear all this up. Guck mal, der ist jetzt im Archiv. Oh, Byakuya. Listen, do you think we could talk? Byakuya?
That's enough.
I have nothing to talk to you about. Don't talk to me as if we were friends. Hey, Byakuya, wait. But of course he didn't. He just walked away. What the... Why was he acting like that? Like he was purposely trying to avoid me. Aber irgendwas Neues kann ich sonst hier nicht finden, oder? Was sagt er? I have better things to do. Hey hero! Whoa, Mikoto! What's going on with you? Every time I see you, you freak out like that. Oh, no. Sorry, but I'm in a big hurry. Once again, you run off like a terrified rabbit. Hero, what's wrong? I still wasn't able to talk to him about the notebook I found. It was like he was avoiding me. Like he was afraid of me. Why? Wahrscheinlich haben die alle das Bild bekommen und du bist da überall nicht drauf und deswegen denken die jetzt alle, ja, du bist der scheiß Mastermind. Das wäre ja auch irgendwie dumm. Dann würde
Happy Havoc,
Dingens, der scheiß Bär, nicht das Foto geben. Wenn der sich so offenbaren würde, also wenn ich das wirklich wäre. Decided to visit the Biolab one more time. And the first thing I saw when I got there was her passed out again. Huh, Toko? Toko, are you okay? No, she's not dead, is she? It's cold, it's super cold. It's so cold I think I might catch a cold. If you keep taking naps in places like that, I'm sure you will. What? I was asleep? I must have fainted again. I bet you were standing there staring at me, getting all excited, weren't you? Genocide Jill. He was correct. No, I wasn't. And then what? What? And bother it? Straight up horny? Okay, so why did you pass out? I don't know. Last thing I remember was me waking up just now. What do you do to Miss Morose? Oh, that's right. Your memory stops and starts each time you switch. Bingo Bazinga! We share some basic knowledge, but our memories are very much separate. Don't say it like it's a bad thing, it's a blessing as far as I'm concerned. Because if she forgets something, I totally remember. So it's like double the memory. No, it's more like half. Genocide Jack's memory. But all I want to know right now is, where's my little darling? Tell me now, or I slit your throat. I don't know, I'm sure Byakuya's around somewhere, doing his own investigating. By himself? I assume so. I knew it, I totally knew it. I'm total pro when it comes to all things, master. Anyway, I gotta hurry, I can't even imagine how lonely you must be right now. Okay. Toko shot off, her eerie the author echoing behind her. I totally forgot to ask her about the picture. Well, there's no point asking Genocide Jack anyway. Besides, I have more important things to do right now. Why did Toko find? There's gotta be some reason for it. The fridge, it's open. I'm sure they were all shut tight last time I was here. That must be why she passed out.
Right.
She faints so easily. Kyoko.
Makoto.
It's getting late, isn't it? Are you okay?
Indeed.
I'm sorry if I make you worry. No, you don't have to apologize. But listen, about this room. Oh yeah, it's a morgue. Yeah,
I knew it.
suspected as much. And Toko must have looked inside the fridge, seen what was in there, and well, there you have it. You knew she fainted? I was on my way here when Genocide Jack came past me. I assumed she must have sneezed, but once I got inside, the real reason became clear. Imagine she came here to investigate, and when she opened the slot there, that's when she saw the body inside and dropped like a bag of rocks. Why is everything gotta be so difficult with her? Anyway, we should close it up. Don't want to leave it hanging open like that. Yeah, good idea.
Makoto.
Give me a hand with this. Kyoko approached the fridge, hands outstretched, but suddenly she stopped. What's wrong?
Listen.
Maybe we should wait a second before closing it. How come? Because Mukuro's body is in here. Mukuro's corpse? Mukuro's body is inside the fridge? Just like every other time, the mastermind probably brought it up here while we were in the class trial. The mastermind did it? Because they assumed we wouldn't be doing the class trial over again, I guess.
So...
You may be right. Either way, now I can finally get a look at the body. That's right, Kyoko didn't get a chance to check the body during the last investigation. I need to do my own examination of the corpse as soon as possible. I'm going to find a clue this time. I'm going to grab the mastermind by the tail. Okay, so what should I do?
So then...
Why don't you just wait over? I'll let you know as soon as I'm finished. Just wait over it? That's it. Bist du fertig? I should ask about that group photo. So all she's into. Don't let me interrupt your investigation, but I wanted to talk to you about something. What is it? It's about that announcement Modokuma made earlier. You mean the announcement about saying something? I didn't take him up on the offer. Huh? Why not? The only reason you would give us a hint at this point would be to confuse us. To cloud our judgment. I can solve this mystery on my own, without whatever hints he may have to offer. That's a good point. I wish I could back and do the same thing, but what's done is done, I guess. Standing here looking at her, I don't think she's hiding anything from me. Is she right? Did the mastermind forge that picture as a trap to confuse us? That's gotta be it. There's no other explanation. It's a fridge meant for staring dog bodies. Can't do it, I can't look inside. So when someone is in there, blue light comes on. Looking around, that's on them. There's 9 in all. 9 Lights? Jetzt hat er es gecheckt. Nur 9 Lichter? Nicht 10? How come? I've already looked this man, more importantly. Yeah, if I remember the tarp, it had a stamp on it, it said Biolab. That's a tarp that was used to help camouflage the murder in the garden. Video waren streaming normale Menschen. At some point someone got it from the biolab and took it over there. Okay, Makoto, I'm done. Already? Jeez, that was fast.
Indeed.
Anyone can do good work if they go slow. In that spirit, I make my report brief. So did you find anything? I paid careful attention to the wounds and the traces of blood, and it seems highly like that the stomach wound and the blow to the back were inflicted after death. Really? The burned tissue made things a little difficult, but I'm completely confident in my findings. So that means neither of those were a fatal injury, right? Then what was a fatal injury? Ja, they were dead before the blast und bla, der hat nur einen Messerstich und nur den Schlag mit irgendwas Großem. Und dann hat er noch andere Wunden, die aber schon Tage alt sind. The only other option is those other ones, but the file said they were old.
Is that right?
Where does it say they're old? Huh?
Because
All the Monokuma file says that they were inflicted at least several days ago. I guess I don't see the difference.
wrong.
Well, the difference is immense, considering the impression they give.
Listen.
You seem to be equating several days old with simply old.
However,
But that doesn't quite follow logically. Old wounds make it sound like they have been there forever, like they are not related to the murder.
Janky Hack, Scheißdreck.
I'm saying they are, but we all got the Monokuma file right after she was killed, right? So if the wounds were at least a few days old, there's no way they could have had anything to do with it.
so then,
But what if Mukuro herself wasn't killed within the last few days? What?
at the very least,
Certainly, you can allow it as one of the many possibilities, can't you? One of many? A detective doesn't have supernatural powers. There's no way to predict the answer from the beginning. Instead, the ideal detective begins by imagining as many possible scenarios as they can.
in other words,
They envision these possibilities without prejudice, without bias, using only their logic and common sense. Then as they investigate, they test what they find against each of these possibilities. Of course, me telling you this doesn't mean you'll be any good at detective work, but beyond using that to solve this particular mystery, I should keep it in mind for the future.
hey,
So if there's anything else you would like to know about the condition of the body, then it's time. Come to think of it, there was one thing. Earlier when I was looking at Mukuro's profile, it listed her height and weight. Da werden nämlich Schminkstreams machen. Did I get all that right? Remember all that? They are indeed consistent with the corpse. So then,
indeed.
don't forget about the Fenrir tattoo. They are absolutely no mistake.
Indeed.
Our victim in this case is without a doubt Mukuro Ikusawa. Müssten nicht alle schon längst tot sein? Verstehe die Frage nicht.
And
Is that all you wanted to ask? Yeah, I think so.
so then,
Then it looks like you have no further business with Mukuro's body. Let's get going. It's kind of chilly in here. Oh wait. Are we not gonna put the body back? Don't you think it's kind of sad leaving it out like this?
why?
Sad? Did you forget? She was our enemy once.
Nein!
Part of the ultimate despair. But she still got killed. She's still a victim. Have you ever heard the phrase, you reap what you sow? Well, yeah, but still. You really are naive, you know that? It's really quite appalling. She could have abandoned me, but she decided to help me instead. For someone like that, what does it mean to be naive?
So then,
I think we've done all we can do here. Back to our separate investigations, yes? Oh, hold on, I still have one more thing to do. Something I need to talk to Kyoko about. I need to ask her about the pocketbook I found in that locker. If I don't do it... Boah, dann macht das Gespräch doch weiter, anstatt ich die nochmal anklicken muss. Was ist das für ein Killer? Der hatte Jahre Zeit. Geht ja nicht um einen Killer, sondern um Spiele, die spielen. Geht ja nicht darum, so die so schnell wie möglich einfach zu töten. Did have one last thing. I know I shouldn't, but I feel like I have to ask.
what?
Go ahead then, out of it. Have you really not seen your dad ever since you got here?
What?
What?
So,
What do you mean? Well, you know all those lockers on the second floor of the dorms. I do, yes. Schminkstreams machten irgendwie doch schon. But to get into any of the lockers, you need the handbook of whoever the locker belongs to. Actually, I managed to get them open using the emergency handbook.
I see.
The one you found in the headmaster's hidden room.
And?
Did you find anything worthwhile in the lockers? I found a pocketbook, and after looking through it, I think it must be your pocketbook.
Why is that?
What makes you say that?
Because...
Like I said, only the locker's owners should be able to get into it, right? I can't imagine those lockers belong to any of us. After all, we only got access to that area just recently. What I'm saying is there's no way I could have had access to any of those lockers. And if I did have a pocketbook, why would I bother putting it in a locker? Everything you just said makes perfect sense, but there was something written inside. It was about the headmaster, about your father.
if that's true...
Would that mean that video is real too? Video? Makoto, I think everything is finally starting to fit together to reveal a cohesive picture. Also, I'm afraid the picture might be worse than anything we could have imagined. What are you talking about? I need to go investigate those lockers right now. I need to confirm what you just said with my own two eyes. Let me give you the madness handbook. That way you can...
So...
That won't be necessary. If I'm right about this, I shouldn't have any problem opening the locker with my own handbook. After all, it would seem that it's my locker. Your locker?
Makoto.
If you watch this, it will all make sense. Urgent interviews. DVD, it says.
So...
I found that in that hidden room after you left.
Anyway...
I don't have time to explain exactly what I think it means, so just watch it and see for yourself. I think you will realize exactly what it means. You will understand why you found my pocketbook in a place none of us have ever seen before. None of this makes sense right now. But I guess that means there's some important clue on this DVD. Interview DVD.
Makoto.
And now it's my turn. Do you have a second to listen to me ramble?
In other words...
So as it turns out, the arrangements I'd made didn't stick. What I mean is, I'm less and less sure of everything, even my own feelings. You're talking about your dad, right? I can never find the answers to the questions I wanted to ask for the rest of my life. And all because of the mastermind.
However...
But there's one thing I am sure of. When it comes to the mastermind, there's no room in my heart for forgiveness. I swore to destroy the mastermind. This is just one more reason to follow through on that. Kyoko's eyes burned with the fire of determination. The determination to defeat the mastermind. It's strange to be confronted with his death and suddenly feel this way. I couldn't care less if my father had found happiness.
Why?
So why is it? Why does it bother me so much to know how he suffered? It's ridiculous. There's just no understanding it, I guess. She let out a small laugh as she said it, but her smile was filled with sorrow. So, that's it for my rambling. There's still much to do before I can consider my task complete. Yeah, you're right.
Hey.
But keep this in mind. There's only ever one absolute truth. Whether the truth serves justice or suffering. Whether it's the greatest truth or the worst. What do you mean?
Makoto.
Even if the truth you uncover is filled with hopelessness, you still can't give up hope. Absolutely not, because all I can do is keep moving forward. That's pretty much all I'm good at, you know? Indeed. Sorry if that was strange. Anyway, I need to get going. See you at the class trial. Leaving behind that final farewell, Kyoko was gone. Better get going myself. That DVD, I should check it out in the AV room. No matter what happens, I won't lose hope. Blah blah blah, I can't afford to lose. Goonfish. You should be able to place DVD just fine. Well done. Better take a look. It said it was playing, but nothing appeared on the screen. I stared into the black of the monitor. It must have only been a few seconds, but to me it felt like an eternity. And then all of a sudden, an image appeared. Sayaka? Took me by total surprise. I haven't seen Sayaka in who knows how long, and there she was. Das ist komisch, wenn du das... Na hier, wenn du... Ich kannst halt hier den Deckel auf und abdrehen, ne, und du drehst den halt normalerweise so halb auf. Und dann schützt du halt Tee ein. Ne, und jetzt dachte ich gerade, der ist so halb auf und will halt Tee einschütten und merkt, wie der Deckel beinahe fast runterfällt, ey. Wenn ich Tee einschütte. Das wäre jetzt nicht so geil gewesen. Den Scheiß jetzt quasi. Mein Stimmsound hat sich verändert? Mein Stimmsound. Verstehe ich nicht. Jetzt wieder normal? Ich glaube, weil das Mikro gerade ein bisschen komisch stand. Wahrscheinlich deswegen. Hört man das so direkt raus? Warte, die ist jetzt auch komisch, oder? Wenn ich jetzt rede? Ja. Habe ich das Mikro einfach umgedreht. Ja, weil nur von vorne bringt das halt den Sound am besten ein. Oder beziehungsweise du kannst es auch irgendwie einstellen. Also ist, keine Ahnung, so ein dynamisches Mikrofon und das hat irgendwie verschiedene Einstellungen. Je nachdem, von wo das den Sound quasi einfangen soll, aber keine Ahnung. Ich habe das mal getestet und irgendwie nicht so richtig Unterschied rausgehört. Immer schön die Erklärungen zu hören. So what? Took me by total surprise. I hadn't seen Sayaka in who knows how long, and there she was.
Okay then, are you ready to begin?
The voice I heard was of the man positioned one side of the screen. It was the voice of a middle-aged man.
I do apologize, but I hope you don't mind if I record our conversation. I'm a little slow, you know. I never really got the hang of taking notes while having a conversation.
It sounded like we was trying to make a joke, but Sayaka's tense face didn't move a single millimeter.
So this video is meant to serve as a kind of contract substitute. It's not that I don't trust you guys. It's more like insurance. So please don't worry too much. Now then, let me get straight to the point. There is a chance that you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
You want me to accept that? Sayaka was obviously at a total loss. It made total sense. Who would agree to spending the rest of your life in school? I accept. What?
Thank you. And I'm sorry about all this. Well, I can promise you that I will do everything in my power to keep you safe. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, I give you my word.
Also sie sagt ja, ich akzeptiere. Komisch. As if on cue. That's where the video cut out. There was a lot I hadn't understood up till now. But this, only this, I simply comprehend what I heard. Couldn't comprehend. Because I know how much Sayaka wanted to get out of here. I know how much she wanted to escape and pursue her dreams with her friends again. She wanted it so bad she tried to frame me for murder. So why? Why would you say yes to living here for the rest of her life? As I sat there thinking about it, I noticed some light. The monitor. The video that I thought was finished flashed back on screen. My eyes started back to the screen. It's the nächste. What I saw next pushed me right over the edge. Ah, guck mal, selbst. Huh? What I saw was me. Impossibly undeniable
So,
me.
Makoto, before we begin, I should let you know that I'll be recording our conversation.
Yes. Yes. Me and the headmaster were looking at each other. He and I were having what seemed like a fairly normal conversation, but I in here and now had absolutely no memory of it. I had no memory of even meeting the headmaster, much less sitting down to talk to him like
Now,
this.
shall we get straight to the point? Makoto, there's a chance you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
Yes.
Und natürlich sagen die alle yes. Ich kann mir nichts Besseres vorstellen, als mein komplettes restliches Leben hier in der Schule zu leben.
I'm sorry I'm putting you through all this.
Aber wahrscheinlich ist da zu dem Moment schon irgendwas draußen passiert oder sowas. Weil sonst würden die doch nicht alle yes sagen. Sorry.
Well, I mean, we don't have much of a choice.
Yeah, we don't have much of a choice.
But I promise that as long as you're in this school, I will do everything I can to protect you. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, that's the very least I can do for you.
So, ich schieb mal meine Porgis ins Bett. Gute Nacht. Macht das, macht das. Ich wünsche dir eine gute Nacht, Chantal. Danke fürs Reinschauen, danke nochmal auch für deinen Gift-Sub. Schlaf gut. Schlaf gut. Ich wollte gerade kurz sagen, drück sie von mir. Ja, ein bisschen weird. That's the very least I can do for you. Once again, the video cut out. From there, the video repeated the same scene again and again with the others. Yakuya. Toko. Boop. Hina. Everyone, they all said that they agreed to live in the school forever, and then Kyoko. Her interview with him had been recorded just as clearly. Without a doubt, she had met him. She sat down with the headmaster of Hope Peak Academy, her father, and when he asked her this question, she answered the same as everyone else. She accepted a life within the school. Just as Kyoko's interview was wrapping up, the monitor suddenly went black. Huh? It wasn't just the monitor, the DVD player itself had apparently turned off. Which of course meant the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened?
Say what?
Oopsie, looks like it's broke, out of service. Huh? Just happened to break just now?
Too bad.
Now then, doesn't matter. Failure can strike anywhere, anytime. That's what failure is, right? Der wollte, dass wir was nicht sehen auf dem Dingens. Failure my ass. You cut the power on purpose. Well, whatever. Even though I watched the whole thing, it would be just more of the same. He'd ask the same question and they would all say yes. Wahrscheinlich nicht. I couldn't help myself. I let out a huge, exasperated sigh, but as I did, I remembered something.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect. Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time I had forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to the school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine that it happened by chance, and seems much too convenient. But convenient outcome, something that had seemed to obviously work in favor of the mastermind. So does that mean I've lost my memory too? What about the others? Have we all forgotten? Ding dong, bing bong.
For anything that has a start, there has to be an end.
There has to be an end.
And if the end comes, then that means it's time for a fresh start. There is no night that doesn't have a dawn. Although that dawn is totally pitch black, there is no storm that won't eventually end. Of course, then that leads to drought. But as I said, every end is the promise of a new beginning. Which is why I'm sure we'll get to meet again. Because the end is only the beginning. Anyway, let's get started. The beginning of the end of the class trial. Everyone gather once again at you know where.
So, jetzt fängt das Class Trial endlich an. Let's go. It's about to begin again. The class trial is going to start, the final class trial. The last time all our lives will be on the line. The last time hope and despair are on the line. I don't have a choice, I have to do this. Okay then, this is the end. Yeah, let's go. I guess I'm the first one this time. You're early, Makoto.
Listen.
Does it mean you feel prepared? Yeah, for now at least. But where's everyone else? Why aren't they here yet?
However,
don't worry, I'm sure you'll be here soon. And just like she said. Der Panjo, Dankeschön für deinen Lurk. Ja moin. Byakuya. Byakuya? They arrived one after another, but they all were in the same state of shock. Hina? Hero? Silence. And it wasn't any normal silence. It was a deafening silence of fear and suspicion. It was like the first class trial.
You called for me and so I appear! Genocide!
Oh, strong silent master is so wonderful. It's so cool. It's so hot. My loins are ablaze. Now listen, everything will be just fine if you leave it to me. My sharp scissors in my hand, I'll step and off and shift the master of evil. While I thought you couldn't kill anyone but adorable little boys. If it's what master wants, it can be boy, girl, or anything in between. I can handle it. Where am I? No human language can describe the disappointment I'm feeling right now. Ooh, is everyone here? Oh, and wearing our gloomy gust faces I see. Well then, let's begin. While the class trial is gonna be slathered in pitch black despair, maximum sorrow. You're right, this is the final class trial, and this time it will be fair. What do you mean this time? Stop with all the slander. I'm a bear in good standing, you know? There was a Mr. Fair Guy Universe contest. I would take home the tiara every year. I'm gonna win this game super fair and square. I'll make sure everyone watching at home knows the despair is mightier than the hope. Enough of your tedious drivel. Begin the trial already. Sure, let's begin the trial already. I'll be waiting for you down below, so don't try and run away. Offering as loud as ever, Monokuma disappeared. Whatever.
In the name of my family.
This will be over in no time. When inexplicable confidence, Byakuya was first into the elevator. One by one they followed. Und die mögen mich alle nicht.
Hey.
They are all acting odd, like they're paranoid, suspicious of each other. But you know why that is, don't you? Yeah, I think so. Well, you can tell us all about it soon, at the class trial. You're right, I'm ready. Ready to win, right? Of course. I'm glad to hear you say that. And then Kyoko was aboard the elevator. Ich muss nicht jeden Satz vorlesen, den der da zu sich selbst sagt, wo der nur, ja, ich gehe jetzt in den Elevator und ich habe Angst und jetzt fährt der Elevator runter und ich kann dieses Gefühl nicht mehr aushalten. Tiefer und tiefer und tiefer. Der Elevator fährt runter. Tiefer und tiefer und tiefer. I closed my eyes and sighed, fell away. All sound too disappeared. Alone in the universe, I waited for the elevator doors to open for longest time. What could have been seconds or centuries later, I felt the gentle vibration of the elevator come to an end. I slowly opened my eyes. This is the final tri-site. What do you think? Isn't it just perfect background for deciding a person's fate? The long-awaited last stage, the always exciting final boss battle. And I'm gonna sit on this one. I'll just sit right here in the vacant 16th seat. Well then, let's begin! Finish preparations.
Since this will be the final class trial, I've come up with a special rule.
I've come up with a special rule.
So listen up. If you can figure out Mukuro's killer and go on to solve the mystery of this school, you guys win! But if you can't, then I win! And of course, waiting for the loser is the super exciting, super heart-pounding punishment!
Are you saying that if you lose, you'll execute yourself?
Yep, sure will.
And that's final? No loopholes? No wiggling out of it later?
Of course not. Bears never go back on their word.
Never mind all that. I just have one question for you.
Oh, you're taking this serious, huh? Are you feeling okay?
Is the mastermind only one person? Don't bother. I already know the answer. You're all the mastermind, aren't you? You're all out to get me.
Ja.
I'm right, aren't I? You knew it.
Er sagt, wir kommen erstmal direkt rein, ihr seid alle eine Mastermind. Und ihr wollt alle nur mich töten.
You guys have all been working together, haven't you? I have evidence, so I know I'm right.
Hey, you stole my line.
Also, die stole my line.
I'm sure of it.
Klar.
I have evidence of my own.
Sind die alle durch?
What a coincidence. I too have evidence to present. Evidence that proves everyone other than me has been working together.
Wegen dem Foto, ne? Ja.
Hold on, this doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us each have that kind of evidence?
Wie können die eigentlich so dumm sein, ey? Foto.
I have evidence. Hey, you stole your line out to get me. I have evidence.
What a coincidence. Evidence that proves everyone.
What? This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us each...
Boom.
No, it's wrong. It's not just you three. I have evidence too.
What? You too?
The evidence you're all referring to is this group photo, right?
Well, yeah. Huh? Wait, but mine's different.
But mine's different.
With the picture you have, I'm in it. But that can't be right. Because in my picture... See? I'm the only one not in it.
I figured as much, in which case...
You have a picture too, right? Let's see it.
Okay, but be careful with it. It's pretty important evidence.
It's pretty important evidence. Das ist so ein Followers. This one too, just like I thought. Also guck mal, da hat Toko ganz links hinten mit ihrer Zunge, Alter. Also ist wahrscheinlich gerade Genocide. Check.
So the secret in these pictures has been revealed.
Secret or whatever, I don't care. You guys are all in on this together. That's why I'm the only one missing.
But you're in my picture. You're the ones trying to trick me.
Können die so dumm sein,
So
ey?
the whole purpose behind these photos was to get us questioning and fighting with each other. The mastermind laid a trap to make us each think everyone else was working against us. Huh? I laid a trap?
A trap? How rude! What grounds do you have for such audacious accusation?
To prove I need to reveal Monokuma's trap. Each photo has a certain something in common. Certain connection regarding what person isn't shown in the group photos. That person is the ones who got it for this. Wow.
In each case, the only one not in the picture is the person who received it. So, in the picture I got, I'm the only one missing. In the picture Hina got, she's the only one missing. And in the picture Hiro got, he's the only one missing.
As long as we're talking about it, I
Leckerti.
suppose I should show you my photo as well.
In other words, Monokuma gave each of us a group photo in which that person wasn't included.
And when we each saw our picture, we just assumed everyone else was the enemy?
Figured it out, huh?
Yeah, I thought that must be it. But how was that a hint?
But you know, there might be more to this than just Monokuma trying to confuse us. Weil die Bilder echt sind, das ist der Hint. There's something else that bothers me about everyone's picture. What is it? What's stinging at me?
Can I see everyone's group photo one more time? It's not directly connected to what we're talking about, but I'd like to double check something.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I'm sure there's something unusual about these group photos. What is it? I need to compare each of them one more time. Byakuyas Foto. Guck mal, selbst auf dem Foto da im Schwimmbad hat die Kyoko ihre Handschuhe an. Mir fällt halt direkt was auf, aber weil ich halt Sachen weiß. Something went him down. Something good for this.
Forget about the photo already. Trying to trick me with such an obviously fake photo. I'm still pissed about that.
And on top of that, they went to all that trouble to make it look like we were wearing matching uniforms.
So you think they're fake? No, I assure you, they're quite real.
What are you talking about? There's no way.
Yeah! I don't remember ever taking a picture like that, so it's gotta be a fake. I'm sure of it.
But you know, can we really be so sure?
Huh?
Don't get me wrong. I don't remember taking this picture either. Is that really enough to be absolutely positive they're fake?
What do you mean?
The reason I don't remember this picture isn't necessarily because it's fake. There might be some other reason, some terrible reason, an unbelievable but entirely horrifying reason. Weil ihr alle nicht euch erinnern könnt. Ach, wahrscheinlich Amnesia, ne? Zack.
Now I understand. Let's say that somehow we'd all lost our memories. That could explain it.
Da ist der Ego-Shooter, ja. That's correct.
Oh, I get it. So we all just lost our memories at the same time and forgot about the photo. Makes sense. As if. You expect me to believe such an unbelievable occult-type story?
Yeah, we all lost our memories? That's just crazy.
It's only natural that they wouldn't believe it. But no matter how much they refuse, if that's the absolute truth, they have no choice. We can't move forward until they accept it. Ja, hier ist auch wieder Ego-Shooter. Muss Wörter abschießen. Ist jemand tot? Nee. Also ist niemand mehr gestorben. Nein.
You're saying we all got spontaneous amnesia? Since when did this turn into some kind of sci-fi fantasy?
I promise you, I haven't lost my memory. Ever since I got to this school, I remember everything that's happened.
I remember
The idea that we all lost our memories.
It's totally stupid. Obviously.
Warum haben die dann eine Sitzung? Weil das die letzte Sitzung quasi ist. Bei dem letzten Ding sollte Makote ja umgebracht werden, aber er hat ja überlebt. Und dann haben die halt mit dem Bär hier geredet mit dem Monokuma und haben gesagt, ja, lass uns nochmal das Class Trial nochmal durchführen. Und diesmal werden wir quasi beweisen, dass du der Mörder bist, sozusagen. Also dass Monokuma der Mörder ist. Deswegen machen die jetzt nochmal das Class Trial. Der hat sich halt darauf eingelassen und ja. Yeah, don't have to believe it, otherwise we'll die.
You're saying we all got spontaneous amnesia? Since when did this turn into some kind of sci-fi fantasy?
I promise you,
Interview
I haven't lost
DVD.
mine, and ever
Das
since
wahrscheinlich
I remember everything.
Zack.
No, it's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Those photos aren't the only things that point to the possibility of memory loss. This DVD does the same thing.
You're not gonna show us something indecent, are you?
No, it's nothing like that. It's a video of all of us being interviewed by the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster.
When you say all of us, you mean...
I mean all of us, including you.
You lie! I never did any kind of interview.
No, it's not a lie. Just watch the DVD and you'll see for yourself. The headmaster did, in fact, interview you.
What are you saying?
I didn't imagine you would remember.
It's not about whether or not I remember. You expect me to believe all this? That I lost my memory somehow?
Well, we don't have any way to refute it, so we have no choice but to accept it as reality.
How can you say that? We're talking about living, breathing amnesia here.
To be honest, I have something else on my mind right now.
Something else?
You said the DVD contains recordings of us being interviewed by the headmaster, right? What were the interviews about?
The headmaster sat each of us down, one at a time, and asked us the same question. He asked us if we could accept the idea of spending the rest of our lives in this school.
What kind of question is that?
And how did we answer?
We'd say no, obviously.
Actually, we all said we could. Even me, I heard myself say yes. I could spend the rest of my life in this school.
Why? Why would you say yes to something like that?
I don't know. I don't remember a thing.
The same goes for everyone else. Nobody remembers. You don't remember choosing to live here forever, or even talking to the headmaster about it at all.
It doesn't matter if I remember or not. Even if I bought the whole amnesia thing, the idea that I would want to live here forever? That's just insane! How can I believe that?
Insane or not, we can't move forward until you accept it. Am I right?
You sure are, because it's all true.
What?
I know it sounds absurd, but if it's the truth, there's nothing we can do about it.
Indeed. We only have one path in front of us.
Then, we really...
Yep, you all totally lost your memory at the same time.
This is all making my head hurt.
And this isn't like
Also er hatte so Kasten, auf denen da steht, der Monokuma.
You stole those specific memories from us, didn't you?
Oopsie, you figured that part out too, huh?
Of course. There's no way we would all just happen to get amnesia
Den
at
will
the
ich als
same
Kuscheltier.
time.
Der gibt's bestimmt. Kann der Dummbatz überlebt haben. Weiß niemand.
How could someone just steal our memories?
How? Come, that hardly matters right now. If I said it was hypnotism, would you believe me? Or we opened up your skulls and messed with your brains? Would you really believe anything I said? How it happened doesn't matter right now.
What matters is figuring out what memories you took from us. That's what you're trying to say, right?
I knew I could count on you.
The interview with the headmaster, taking that group photo, those can't be the only memories we lost. There must have been a purpose to it all. A reason for taking away our memories.
Of course there was a purpose. It all has to do with the original motive.
You mean the motive you came up with to try and get us to all kill each other?
That has something to do with the memories you stole from us?
It sure does. But that part's still a secret. Anyway, I'm sure it's not easy, but let's all focus on the class trial for the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Okay, so you want us to figure out who killed her before we do anything else.
So until we do that, well, either way we have to explain every last remaining mystery, so the one who killed Mukuro, the true mastermind, that's what we need to expose.
So who did it? Who killed her?
Whoever did it is the same one who's behind everything. That much I'm sure of.
But when you think about it, is the mastermind really here in the school?
Of course! They have to be here somewhere.
What makes you so sure?
What does make me so sure?
Exactly. You're just making stuff up. There's no way the mastermind is here. The mastermind is probably a million miles away. Because masterminds always lurk off in the background, right?
Mit seinem Monokuma Control Room auf der
So
Liste.
who did it? Whoever did it is that much I'm...
When you is the mastermind?
Of course, they have to be...
What makes you...
Exactly.
You're just making stuff up. There's no way that the mastermind is probably...
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong! Ich bin so klug!
There's
So
no
klug!
question that the mastermind is somewhere within the school.
How do you know? Did you find some evidence or something?
Der widerspricht jedem. Es ist mein Job, jedem zu
Back at the
widersprechen.
data center, I found a panel that controls Monokuma. The mastermind must have been using that to control him all this time. So there can't be any doubt. The mastermind has been inside the school all along.
There can't be any doubt. In which case, there also can be no doubt that the mastermind is one of us.
What? Why?
Recall what Makoto told us Monokuma said to him earlier.
I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the claiming began are those 16 students.
So if the mastermind is in the school, we have to assume it can only be that 16th student.
But how'd they manage to survive all of this?
So we're the only ones here? It's not me! I'm not the mastermind!
Well, it's not me.
I blame Makoto.
What? Why me?
Cuz! It's super weird how you're the only one who survived being executed.
Oh, I get it. The only way he could have survived is if he was actually the mastermind himself, right?
Aw, nuts! You got me!
Wait! What are you
Also,
trying
oh,
to
nuts,
say?
you got me, sagt einer.
Everyone, calm down. There's no reason to panic. The mastermind's true identity will become clear soon enough. Just as soon as we find out who killed Mukuro.
That's a good point. Rather than wasting time bickering, we should put our minds to work solving this mystery.
Yeah, well, how much time have we already spent?
He's right. What more is there to talk about?
If you want something to talk about, I think there might be one thing. We haven't fully established what Mukuro's fatal injury was.
Huh? But I thought we figured that out. She died when she got hit in the back of the head.
No, that isn't actually what killed her. It was something entirely different. Wouldn't you agree, Makoto?
I got it!
The other
Blood
ones.
covering her body. That's what really killed her.
Hey, now hold on a second. You did read the Monokuma file, right?
The The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old.
It made it pretty clear. Those wounds were made at least a few days ago. So they can't possibly be what killed her.
Consider this. What if the murder itself took place at least a few days ago?
What?
What if, when we discovered her body, she'd already been dead for several days? If that's true, then naturally the wounds that killed her would appear to be however many days old.
That doesn't make any sense. Because she had all those wounds before she ever came here.
Huh? How do you know that?
Isn't it obvious? She was the ultimate soldier, right? So that means, you know...
You're wrong.
She denied me.
Oh, da sitzt in der Ecke wieder ein Opa, ja.
Before I could even
Aber das Thema doch warten. Derjenige muss doch bei der Abstimmung immer dabei. Ja, der Mulkuma sitzt ja jetzt auch auf einem Platz quasi. Der stand sonst ja immer dahinter. Also man kann ihn schon quasi theoretisch auswählen als Mörder, denke ich. Aber das bei Dingen Zero Escape war gut, ne? Wo dann am Ende Real war, ja, ich bin der Opa, ich sitze die ganze Zeit hier. Schon seit 2 Tagen und ich wurde nicht einmal vorher irgendwie angesprochen oder sonst was. Aber ich sitze hier schon die ganze Zeit. Come on, I mean, you think I'm...
Not weird, okay? At least listen to what I have to say before you deny me.
If you're so sure we're gonna deny you, why bother saying it in the first place?
Mukuro was the ultimate soldier. She must have been in 100 different battles. So, when you think about it, obviously, she got all those wounds in battle.
Are you finished?
You didn't deny me this time.
Don't worry, there wasn't anything cute about it.
Mukuro was... She must have been so... When you think...
Obviously, she got all those wounds in battle.
No, it's wrong.
No, that's wrong. Die wurde nämlich nie verwundet im
Mukuro
Kampf.
didn't suffer those wounds in battle. The file we found in the headmaster's room said as much. Despite the time she spent in battle after battle as a member of Fenrir, when she entered this school, she hadn't sustained a single injury.
To be denied so completely. Actually, it's kind of refreshing. Maybe it's because of all of Master's training.
Anyway, so we can be sure that Mukuro suffered all those wounds after coming to this school. In which case, they could be the very thing that killed her.
As a matter of fact, it's hard to imagine any other possibility. When examining her body, I found that her stomach and head wounds came after she was already dead.
Unless anyone has any better suggestions, I think we can say this with confidence. The wounds Mukuro sustained all over her body are what ultimately killed her.
Mukuro's fatal injury. Sie hat überall Stiche.
But if that's what killed her, then does that mean she's really been dead for who knows how long?
That's exactly what it means. When we found her body in the garden, she'd already been dead for several days.
So then, what about the little matter of what happened last night? Makoto, you said you were attacked in your room by a masked assailant. If Mukuro had already been dead for several days, certainly it couldn't have been her. So who was it that attacked you?
The identity of the mastermind muss wahrscheinlich.
I got it! The one who attacked me was the true mastermind. When we discovered Mukuro in the garden wearing the same mask, I naturally assumed she must have been the one who attacked me, but I was wrong. It wasn't her at all. It was the mastermind.
start off with a nice, easy question. Your assumption that I attacked Makoto is just that, right? An assumption. You can't really know who was under that mask, can you? I mean, that's the whole point of a mask. The true identity of the masked attacker is Mukuro Ikusaba. At least, that's what I think. Do you have any evidence that might convince me otherwise?
Well, there's no way Mukuro is the one that attacked me. Aber ich... Keine Ahnung, ich finde es voll bescheuert. Die denken ja noch immer auch drüber nach, so von wegen, ist vielleicht einer von uns der Mastermind. Aber wenn der scheiß Bär doch gerade da mitsitzt und mit denen redet so, wie sollen einer von denen jetzt gleichzeitig hier mitstehen, aber auch den scheiß Bär kontrollieren und ihm zu sagen, was er zu sagen hat, so mäßig. Das macht halt keinen Sinn so. Also eigentlich könnte man direkt sagen, ja, Alter, der Mastermind ist keiner von uns. Und sondern halt der ihn jetzt gerade kontrolliert. So there's no way Mukuro is the one that attacked me. Even if I didn't see their face. To compare what we know about Mukuro and the masked attacker, it should be obvious. Und dann gibt's hier wieder Skont und dann, ja, never ever. Ich hab das Scheißspiel durchgespielt, also soll ich da nochmal zocken? Aber es geht, Chinchilla, es geht. Schönen guten Abend.
So you can't have any idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba.
You're wrong. Even without seeing their face, there's
Das Spiel
another
hat eine
part
schwere
of the attack
Gehörgangentzündung. Oh, das hört sich aber nicht gut an.
Oh? And what is this other part? Is it the right hand? Or the left hand?
That's the
Maybe
right
the
hand?
right foot. Or perhaps the left foot. Or could it be the hands?
Ja, was ist mit dem? Whatever attack or something different. Mukuro definitely had. There's tattoo dann los.
So you can't have any idea who was under that mask.
I'm telling you now, you're wrong.
Ich glaube, müsste die Right Hand sein.
Oh? And is it the right or the left hand?
Oder doch nicht.
Shoot.
Vielleicht auch die andere Hand.
You never saw this, so you can't have. I'm telling you now, you're wrong. There's another part of the attack. Oh? Is it the
right or the left hand?
Okay, jetzt bin ich, keine Ahnung.
You never saw their face, right? So you can't have any idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba.
You're wrong. Even without seeing their face, there's another part of the attacker we can use to prove it wasn't her.
Oh? And what is this other part? Is it the right hand? Or the left hand?
Ich check gerade nicht, was ich jetzt sagen soll. Ja, war die rechte Hand. Ich glaube ich auch, ne? Die lag ja so da, und zwar die Hand hier. Aber ich weiß jetzt gerade nicht, was ich sagen soll.
You're wrong. Even if there's another part of the... Oh? Is it the... or the left? Maybe the... or perhaps... or...
Komm wieder ran hier. Hm. Ihr müsst mir nur mal sagen, ob ihr mich hören könnt. Weil ich weiß jetzt nicht, ob jetzt wieder der Sound weg ist oder so. Hallo, hallo? Ton? Ton? Haben wir Ton?
So you can't have any idea who is under